African Cultural Institute wants us to journey to Africa and see firsthand some of the many wonders of the lands of pharaohs and queens. With us today as our guest is Dr. Afrikadzata Deku, the founder of the World African Cultural Institute. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Deku, what is the African Institute and what is its purpose?
The World African Cultural Institute is a non-profit organization with a 501c3 tax-exempt status, and our purpose is to bring Africa, authentic Africa, to the public in Spartanburg and outside Spartanburg.
Right now you're in the process of planning a trip to Egypt, the land of the pharaohs and the kings. Why is that ancient civilization so important to us?
Because for a long time, the truth about that civilization has been hidden away from us. First, as African people, that is an African civilization originated by Africans. And the pharaohs, majority of the pharaohs were Africans, black. But for certain reasons, they kept away that information from us, that truth from us. They want to give us the impression that ancient Egypt was a white civilization or Mediterranean civilization or anything. They will call it by anything. They will call it by any name except African name. So, and as a result of that, we have allowed ourselves to be enslaved. We have allowed ourselves to be colonized because we thought we didn't have anything. We thought we were just savages to be civilized by other people. Now we are discovering the fact that we are not savages. We are not underdeveloped. We are not uncivilized. We are as civilized as any other person. We had a very glorious past that we can be proud of and use to get rid of our slavery mentality, get rid of our colonial mentality, and become masters of our own lives instead of puppets in the hands of other people. So that's what we are doing.
You're a visiting professor at Converse and Wofford here in Spartanburg. What prompted this trip to Egypt?
First, it is the awareness of the fact that we need to get in touch with our source, our African identity, our African root, either as Africans or as human beings, white, black, or yellow, anybody who wants to know more about humanity. Because Africa is also very important, not only to Africans, but to the whole world, in the sense that Africa is the cradle of humanity. That is where life started from. That is where civilization started from. So Africa is the mother of all humanity. So the blacks need Africa to get in touch with themselves, and the rest of the humanity needs Africa to get back their humanity that they have lost as a result of machine age, robot age, and all that kind of thing. So you all need Africa to become human beings again.
You're dressed today in the traditional African garb or costume. Tell us about it. What do you have on here? Yeah,
this is what we call kente cloth. Kente cloth is woven with cotton, and the weaver can use can talk through the designs he puts there, and the designs are different from one cloth to another, and they all express something. And this is one of my grandfather's clothes. So they give this one. They gave this one to me when I was leaving the continent to abroad, and they gave me all this thing. They gave me all that as a way of keeping me in touch with my ancestral spirits.
So it's passed from generation to generation.
Yeah, exactly.
What is your African Institute? It sponsors a dance ensemble. It sponsors a lot of things that are a way to tell other people about Africa.
Exactly. Right now we have succeeded in getting together about 20 volunteers to serve as the board of directors of the Institute. So we meet once in every week. Then apart from that, we did an African installation of all those board of directors, which was very positive. About 100 people turn up. We did it at the Arts Center. And then you move on to African Heritage Festival. We celebrated our own identity, our own root, this last December. We did that at the Mount Moriah Fellowship Hall, and that was also very, very positive. Over 100 people turn up with African food. And we did African marriage ceremony. That was my marriage ceremony.
That was your ceremony, right? You've been married, as you said, 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, over 300 people turn up. We had a dramatization of how we married in traditional African society. And right now we are looking for volunteers to constitute the African Dance Ensemble. We want to have an African dance ensemble, train them so that they can perform on regular basis. We also need volunteers to train them for poetry club, how to write poetry, how to perform poetry with music. And then we also need volunteers to teach them how to write plays and act plays. So right now we are in the process of obtaining grants from United Way, Spartanburg County Foundation to get our own building, get something like a cultural center where we can do all these cultural things. Most of our youth, they don't have any purpose. Most of them are using their energy on negative things. We want to channel all those negative energy on something positive, positive energy to do constructive things, to know about themselves, to dance, drum, learn about the world and be happy and be balanced.
And in our remaining time here,
Yeah.
if someone is interested in your trip, they should contact?
Yeah, they should contact me at 576-7992. Yeah, or yeah, that should be okay.
Okay, well listen, thank you very much for being with us.
Yeah.
Dr. Afrikadzata Deku.
Good, good. Thank you very much.
Tonight we visit a king and his namesake in this Here at the Smithsonian report.